The topic of the changing landscape of rugby league in Australia was chosen because of the unique position the game is currently in. While it has been successful for many years, the biggest happening since the Super League war of the 90s is set to change the game. An independent commission has been set up to take over the running of the game from the Australian Rugby League and News Limited, removing conflicts of interest that have hampered rugby league in Australia for over a decade. This presentation will look at how the independent commission came to be formed, who the commissioners will be, and what it will mean for rugby league in this country. It will also look at a couple of issues the commission will be involved in, such as the new TV rights deal and the expansion of rugby league in Australia. The idea to have an independent commission run the NRL first came from a Chief Executives Conference in May 2008, with Gold Coast Titans CEO Michael Cyril selected to head a subcommittee given the job of exploring the idea with NRL clubs and their stakeholders. Under the current structure, rugby league in Australia is a tangle of various boards and partnerships. The NRL is a 50-50 partnership between the ARL, Australian Rugby League, and News Limited, and is responsible for the Telstra Premiership, Toyota Cup, and other main revenue streams. The NRL board is made up of 6 members, 3 from the ARL and 3 from News Limited. There is also the NRL Partnership Executive Committee that oversees the key financial areas of the partnership agreement between the ARL and News Limited. Both sides take it in turns every 12 months to appoint the chairman of each of these boards. While each of these boards and committees have many experts in their field responsible for running them, there is currently no single group of people that plan and implement strategies across the game. The main objective of the Independent Commission when they take over is to make the game more efficient by centralising funding, development and control. It will do this by dissolving and replacing the ARL, NRL partnership and NRL boards. 8 commissioners have been selected to form the Independent Commission. They are selected by a committee including an ARL, News Limited, Queensland Rugby League and NRL club representative. They then had to be approved by the 16 NRL clubs. The 8 commissioners are John Grant, Managing Director of Data Number 3, Catherine Harris, Chairperson of Harris Farm Markets, Ian Elliott, former Chairman of George Patterson Bakes, Peter Gregg, CFO of Leighton Holdings, Gary Pemberton, former Chairman of Qantas, Jeremy Sutcliffe, CSI Chairman, Wayne Pearce, Australian Rep and Fox Sports commentator, and Chris Sara, Executive Director of Queensland's Technology Stronger Smarter Institute. Concerns have been raised that the Commission will be a puppet for the NRL clubs to get what they want, while grassroots and regional rugby league will be an afterthought. The reasoning for these concerns is that the idea for the Independent Commission came from an NRL CEO's meeting, and how the commissioners selected had to be ratified by the clubs. This questions the claims that having the Independent Commission will remove the conflicts of interest from the NRL. For example, the clubs have already threatened the Commission, demanding nearly double the current annual grant to be handed out next year. The threat of a breakaway league, similar to what the Super League was, could be the consequences should the clubs not get what they want. Since the NRL was formed in 1998 after the Super League war, conflicts of interest have been deeply seated in the game. As mentioned previously, the ARL and News Limited had a 50-50 partnership in the NRL. News Limited is also the owner of the Melbourne Storm, a major shareholder in the Brisbane Broncos, a 25% owner of Foxtel, and is the publisher of the official newspapers of the NRL. The Independent Commission will remove these conflicts of interest by taking News Limited out of the running of the game, meaning it wouldn't have to deal with the entities it had an interest in. It is thought that some sort of conflict of interest or corruption might return to the game with the Commission, as NRL clubs have a vote to have a commissioner ejected if they are not happy with them. This opens up the question that, what if the clubs keep churning through commissioners until they find 8 that will do what they want? For the good of the game at all levels, the commissioners will have to stay true to their purpose and run the game with no influence from external parties. The TV rights deal is an agreement made between a television network and the NRL over what time and days games will be played, whether they are live or delayed, and how much the network will pay for the rights to broadcast the games. The current NRL TV deal was negotiated in 2005 and started in 2007, which was worth $500 million over 6 years from Channel 9 and Fox Sports. With this deal expiring at the end of 2012, a new deal to commence in 2013 is currently being negotiated and is expected to be in the vicinity of $1 billion. The expectation for the NRL's next TV deal is set high due to the recent deal the Australian Football League negotiated with Channel 7, Foxtel and Telstra, which will start in 2012 and is worth $1.25 billion. Being the top two football codes in the country, the NRL and AFL are often compared in their activities, with their TV deals being no exception. After the announcement of the AFL's new deal being $1.25 billion, many immediately expected the NRL's deal to be worth a similar amount. The major issue with these expectations are, however, that despite both being popular sports, they are two different products. The main reason a TV network will pay so much for the rights to broadcast games is because of the potential revenue they can generate by selling advertising time during the games. The AFL has an advantage over the NRL in that the game has more natural breaks in play for ads to be shown. These natural breaks are created by the actual game being longer. It is played in quarters, meaning there is time in between quarters to show ads, and a quick ad can be shown after every goal before play restarts. On top of this, a broadcaster can take advantage of these breaks but continue to show the game live, a huge bonus for fans. The NRL is disadvantaged by the chance that there will be very few chances during a live broadcast to have an ad break, hence why games are often on a delayed broadcast. This can upset fans trying to enjoy the game on delay, as results can easily be accidentally found out in the current world of Facebook, Twitter, or even a call or text. The NRL clubs and their players are the main beneficiaries of a large TV rights deal. The money that the NRL gets from the deal is mostly put back into the clubs, by the means of the annual grants it gives out. The revenue generated from the deal is also directly related to how much the salary cap is worth each season. The more that the NRL can give out to clubs in the annual grant, the higher the salary cap can be. This isn't only a benefit for players, but also for the fans. Over the past few seasons, fans have had to deal with some of their favourite players, such as Mark Gasnier and Sonny Bill Williams, leave the game in Australia to take up higher paying contracts overseas. A new TV deal and a raised salary cap will allow clubs to pay these marquee players what they deserve. In the quest to become a truly national competition, the NRL will need to expand and add teams from all across Australia. When compared to the AFL, it is a very isolated competition. All the teams are from the eastern states, with very few games played in states without NRL teams, while the AFL has teams across nearly all states, with a couple of teams with agreements to play in states which don't have any teams. On top of this, the AFL has recently expanded into traditional rugby league playing areas, with the Gold Coast Suns playing their inaugural season in 2011, and the Greater Western Sydney Giants to join the competition in 2012. This is a threat to the NRL not only by setting up of new teams in rugby league areas, but also by the clinics and Auskick programs that the AFL is also setting up in these areas to entice juniors to come and give Aussie rules a try. The development of sport starts with juniors and grassroots programs. With the right implementation of these programs, and with enough participants, the current generation of juniors could soon favour Aussie rules over rugby league, leaving the NRL to play catch up to the AFL for many years to come. The NRL has been looking at expanding the competition with the admission of a new team or teams in 2015. While this date does seem far away, it is estimated that it will take approximately 2 years to set up a new fully functioning club. Plus, with the new TV rights deal to be negotiated and commenced in 2013, the league is hesitant to act too quickly before the financial future of the game is clear and secure. Among the possible teams to be added to the NRL are teams based in Brisbane, Central Coast, Central Queensland, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, South Australia, Sunshine Coast, Perth and Wellington. Recently, NRL CEO David Gallett commented that he expects 2 teams to be added to the competition, saying, "I anticipate it would involve 2 teams, so that we could be able to have a 9th broadcast slot." As explained before, a huge amount of the NRL's revenue comes from TV networks broadcasting games, and adding 2 new teams means creating 1 extra game every week, which could generate more money for the NRL. The Independent Commission is set to bring to Rugby League what has been missing for over a decade: freedom. The formation of the Commission will free the control of the game from the hands of the ARL and News Limited. Instead of looking after their own interests, as the former directors of the game have done, the Commission's duty will be to do what is best for Rugby League in Australia. This will include getting the most out of a new TV deal, expanding the game effectively to increase the profile of Rugby League, and managing the image of the game. Rugby League in this country is about to enter an exciting time, and with the Independent Commission in control, is set to flourish.